Right, part 3. Let's add a couple more textures and explore some of the ways we can do that. First of all, let's just label our new texture. Let's call that chest plate, and we'll move that one underneath. Okay, I can quickly talk about the order here actually. So let's just put the opacity up on this, so you can see the very bottom layer is at the bottom of the pile, and as we move forward each one is in front of the other. So if I take this metal texture and put it higher in the order, you'll see it goes in front. So that's how the layer order works. So I'm just going to hide that with that eye. You can turn things on any time, on and off, using those. Chest plate's looking good, turn that off, and let's import a new texture. So file, open, and we're going to import this rust texture. Click on that, going to press V, the shortcut for the move tool up here. Okay, and we're going to drag that in, and as you can see I've dragged it underneath. Let's just put it on top and let's zoom out. You can see it's another monster. Hold down shift, scale it down and zoom in, and let's make it a little bit smaller, something like that. Take down the opacity, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this plate on here, but as you can see these are at an angle, aren't they? They're kind of going off into the distance, so there's a little bit of perspective. So to do that we're going to do something slightly different from before. Right, so I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to go to this selection tool and if I hold that down you can see there's a circle and there's a rectangle. So I'm going to take the rectangle version, and from here I'm going to just click and drag out with my selection, make a square, and I'm going to copy and paste. So Control C, Control V. There's one bit. I'm going to hide that layer, and then I'm going to do one more like that. And again, make sure you're on the right layer, because if I'm on here I wouldn't be selecting anything because that's empty, because that's the only bit on that layer. So just make sure you're on the right layer. So on layer 1, Control C, Control V, and hide that now. And now I've got these two nice bits of rust. So let's zoom in a little bit more, and let's take down the opacity. So if I hold shift I can select both layers at once, and I'm going to take them down a little bit. That will do nicely. And then I'm going to, let's just deselect. Let's take the left one first, go to my move tool, and I'm going to go to edit, transform. So you can see here that the scale is also here, but we by just simply holding on the edge of stuff we can scale, so we don't have to kind of go through all this shenanigans first. I'm going to go to distort. I'm going to click on that, and by doing that I can now move all the points kind of how I want them into perspective, and you can, and you know, if I match the corners here, click there, and then move this one here and move that one like so. Let's zoom in a little bit more. You can see that we get to replicate that perspective really nicely. Okay, so if I'm happy with that I can again press the arrow, press enter or double click, and if I click on the move tool again, you can say apply the transformation. So you can say no, cancel everything, or apply, and I'm going to apply it, and that's looking pretty good. And let's move on to the other one. So click on the other one again, file, transform, distort, and let's move those down. So it's really simple to do, and up there, just want to double check things are looking good. smooth out a little bit more. And I'll press this key. Alright, excellent. Spacebar, move things over, shift select both of these. Let's take up the opacity and go to overlay again. And there we are. Let's zoom out. Great.